It is Tuesday, October 16th. Welcome back to the vlog. So, second presidential debate happened. Yeah. It was better than the first one. Not that the bar was set that high, because there's no way it could have been worse than the first one. But I am highly disturbed at the binders full of women thing. I thought only creepy guys who worked at the 1 hour photo when we still had those. And I'm trying really hard not to be offended by the implication that the only time to go through one of these creepy binders full of women is after every other man remotely qualified for a position can be considered. That once you go through all those, then you go like, hey, where are all the uteruses? Maybe we should have one for statistical and political coverage, just in case. I'm also trying to not take offense to the whole idea that the only time I should be working at all is if I'm not supposed to be in the kitchen preparing food for my family. Because, why let me out of the house? I'm just a woman. I mean, come on, what am I going to contribute to society? But the thing that I take the most offense to, the reason this is going up late is because, I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it or not, but, it came up in the debate, so it's relevant, so I'm going to talk about it. The idea that two parents are automatically, across the board, 100%, always, no room for exceptions to this rule, better for a child than a stable single parent? Crap. Total bullshit stuff. The idea that if you are going to have a baby, you need to get married, that is, no, it's just wrong. It is just wrong. If that's in the cards for you and you want to get married and you're in love and you think you're going to create this great happy family and it's going to be a stable family union, go for it, get married. But don't get married just because there is a baby on the way. Do not put that on your kid. Because you might not think that you're putting it on your kid. You might think we're doing this for the right reasons because of the whole two-parent thing. No, you're putting the responsibility onto your kid. And kids know when that's the case. They just know. Kids are not stupid. They know when their parents are staying together out of obligation rather than love. And it is far better for a child to have two emotionally stable, fully functional parents who live separately and have good lives than two parents who are just miserable but are staying together because of their child. And I can say that because I'm living proof of that. I wasn't going to talk about it. It's one of those things I don't talk about very much. But, my parents were unhappily married for years. And I know, and I knew as a kid, and we've talked about it since I've grown up enough to be able to have the conversation about the fact that my mom was very rarely happy in her marriage, and my dad was never happy in his marriage, which he made sure I knew about, and douchey father figures are a whole other story for another time, but I knew that the only reason they were together was because of me, and that their unhappy, terrible lives were all my fault. And, as an adult, you can be like, of course it's not your fault. They didn't know. They did what they thought was best. But when you're a little kid, that's how that feels. Don't put that on your kid. Especially because, some politician says that that's what you should do. No. Do what is best for you. What is best for you as a person will trickle down, to use a good, campaign season term, into being good for the child. A child responds and has a much better chance of success when they are raised in a stable environment. A stable environment is not necessarily made more stable by the addition of another adult. It's just not. So, with all due respect, Governor Romney, on this issue, you're full of crap. You just are. And I'm living proof that philosophy is not the best way to go. I turned out all right, but the stuff that I dealt with growing up is not something that kids should have to deal with. So, on that note, that's kind of a downer. I'm going to go, but I will be back on Thursday and hopefully have something more fun to talk about. And in the meantime, go look at Twitter because the binder's full of women stuff. It's hysterical. It just is. The hashtag is just fantastic. The JPEGs that are popping up. Oh my god. Okay, I am almost at 5 minutes. I'm going to go. Thank you as always for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you on Thursday. See you later.